Well, Season 4 is going to completely change how I play Warzone, and when I went into a lobby with Danielle and Ginger Fox, I asked them, has much changed in the patch notes? I've been very busy this week, haven't checked. They said no, there was a slight AMAX nerf, didn't really do anything, there was a slight DMR buff, which makes it a bit better recall, give it a go instead of the file, but apart from that, not much has changed. The lying little sods. So, I've actually read the patch notes, and this is going to be one hell of a season, because it plays into my snapshot grenades, and it plays into slower, more powerful AR rifles, which is my ideal way to play. So guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button below, consider subscribing, and I'm going to tell you how this season is going to be a big one. Well, this one's going to be off script because I did have a video ready for today. I was just going to be talking about how I'm not really impressed with what's inside Season 4 in terms of the Battle Pass, but with this news, I'm kind of going to have to go gun-ho on a Thursday evening and just basically talk about what's going to be changing. So, let's get right into that. So, the main thing that's going to be changing is Ghost Class, Recovery Class. Recovery Class and Ghost Class, one and the same. That's not going to be Ghost anymore, that's going to be Restock. My perks, when I go for a one class setup, my perks, when I go for a recovery, they are going to be Restock. Now, if you didn't catch the big changes to Restock, basically it now affects the entire team. So its effect has now went from 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds, and now your teammates can see straight through the walls as well, much like you can. Now, the good thing about these recon grenades is that if someone has a trophy system, say inside the house, you can throw it on the other side of the house, other side of the wall, outside their field of view. And what's that going to do is that's going to still ping people through walls, even though the snapshot grenade cannot see the person directly. So long as it's within a certain radius, they will be flagging up on that thing, so you can completely counter trophy systems with it. Another thing too is that this is going to play really well into LMGs. LMGs are going to be a thing because they punch through walls so much better than assault rifles. Seriously, it does. This is also going to by and large mean that FMJ is going to be effective if you've got a free perk slot on your guns now as well, on the normal assault rifles. Being able to see through walls is going to be a massive advantage, and having your snapshot grenades on tap, it's going to be absolute chaos. If you can have another teammate who's running them as well, that's up to 4 snapshot grenades in a fight. That's 8 seconds where you can see them through walls. That is absolute insanity. I know that Rue likes to use them as well. Obviously, I like to use them. And to be honest, the reason that we didn't use this strategy more often is because it didn't justify the risk of not running Ghost. Whereas now, I definitely think it does. Now, if I think someone's there, and obviously a team knows I'm there with the heartbeat instead of the Ghost, I can ping them out and their teammates to my entire team if they're close enough, and that is absolutely ludicrous. So I'm really excited to get this going in Warzone. So as I record this, it is 11:15 in the evening. Everyone's went offline now, just catching up with these changes now, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. So yeah, I definitely think that the risk of not having Ghost is now totally justified for the restock now that you can use these snapshot grenades. And I believe that snapshot grenades actually have a shorter cooldown than normal tactical grenades too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the case for them. Them and stim shots, I believe, and smokes. So I really think that's an interesting change. Another thing with that as well is that now your teammates can be running snapshots and smoke grenades. So if you're under pressure, one person throws a smoke grenade down, the other one throws obviously a snapshot grenade down. Honestly, they can't see you and you can see all them. It's absolutely filthy. So I can see a lot of synergy going on. So keep an eye here in the A1A because there's going to be a lot more funny plays going on, especially with these changes. Now, another big change that's happened as well is that the Scar got a buff. Now this is a big buff. Its damage has been massively increased, and it's got a multiplier now with the chest and the neck, which means technically this can be one of the faster time to kills in the game if you're hitting the upper torso, and I think that's absolutely mental. And it's also had like its lower damage increased as well, so it's going to feel a lot more consistent. This can drop people in 5 shots now, which is huge when you consider the fact that this gun doesn't fire that slow. It's not fast, don't get us wrong, it's not average, but it's not as slow as people may have you think. So it's definitely worth a punt, and I think this gun's going to be great because 1, I've already got it fully maxed out. 2, it's got a really unique attachment in terms of the bipod handle. That's like actually got a really good advantage for the gun. So the normal foregrip part, you still get the benefits of that, and then you also get the benefits of even more recoil reduction when you're crouched and prone. So I think that's going to be really exciting for ranged fights. Now, of course, the SCAR does have an obvious problem, and that is its 30-round maximum mag. So really, this is going to be used for duos at best, but trios if you fancy having a go and you have a bit sleight of hand. Although at the top of my head, I'm not sure what the sleight of hand numbers are for the SCAR. I don't know if it makes a massive difference. So that will be something that I look into. But there will be a SCAR video coming out definitely next week now, which I can't wait to bring you guys. So yeah, that SCAR H is also going to be on my restock recovery class with the max ammo. So it's really exciting stuff. Honestly, guys, I'm so excited about this. It's going to be absolute great. Other things that got improvements as well was general AR barrels. They've slightly affected the recoil, I believe. Another thing on them as well is that they've got a bit more range and bullet velocity, and so yeah, that's really cool. It's a really cool little effect there. Makes the Cold War weapons a bit more competitive with the Modern Warfare ones now, the ones that were, you know, not that interesting. So really looking forward to that change. Also, the C85, I believe it is, the rank 31 thing on the battle pass. I've picked up a couple of them. I really like the feel of it. It does feel a bit like a SCAR. Maybe it's where this change has come from. But no, I'm really actually looking forward to these changes. The stuff in the battle pass I'm not a massive fan of, and I'll probably, to be honest, the window for making that video has gone out the window now, which is annoying because I had it all shot and ready to go, but never mind. That'll just be on the cutting room floor now, as it always is. But guys, seriously, I'm really looking forward to this now. The AUG's had a bit of a buff as well, the Modern Warfare one, so I'm going to be using a bit more of that, see if that's any good, because I actually do like the Modern Warfare org, and I've also got loads of blueprints for it as well, so I kind of want to have an excuse to use them. So yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. Big changes are going to be coming around now, guys. It's going to be a lot less Ghost and a lot more aggressive gameplay, which, to be honest, I really like this change. I think this change is going to make the game a bit less campy, a bit less sweaty, and it's going to force people to use the tactical mask perk instead of the quick res or the one that changes your weapons faster. So yeah, I think that's going to be a really strong alternative now, and I can't wait to bring it up to you guys. So make sure that you're using your FMJ, make sure you're shooting people through them walls, make sure you're communicating with your team with smoke grenades, and make sure you're using that restock, because this season, if they don't revert these changes, I might actually start enjoying Warzone again instead of just doing it for the content. So guys, that is my summary on this. If you do enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button below and consider subscribing if you're new here. We are so close to 400 subscribers. Mental number. And yeah, there will be no podcast on Saturday, as I mentioned in the previous video, because we're filming with our Aussie Mr. Mullet. But of course, with the time difference, only day that we can shoot is Sunday, given the fact that we all work full time. So that's fun, even though the Aussie work full time is a 4-day work week, which I'm well jealous of, but that's a story for another time. But guys, that is it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Might give you a stream on Saturday.